today. As usual, got a mirage of different things I want to talk about, but first thing I want to get into is the 10K, because obviously I'll put a picture of me right here. Nice. On the number one first place stand. Pretty cool. So just a little recap, a little rundown of the 10K, how I felt, doubts going into the race a week before, and just my thoughts on it in the future. So first thing, obviously the results. So average pace was a 5:54 pace. Overall time, 36:40. Low-key take this with a grain of salt because I'm going to get into it. I started my watch late, and then at the end of the race, I finished at the wrong finish line, which I ain't gonna lie, had me so hot. I was so mad after the race. I mean, because I had no idea why you would have a start line for, I guess since there's so many events going on, because there's a 5K, a 10K, I think a family mile, a Guardians section of people. I don't even know what that means, but it was a lot of stuff going on. So I guess that's why they put, us over here, because I was in the 10K group, then the half marathon people at the main start, right? So I didn't know everybody finished on that side. Pause. But I didn't know everybody had finished the race on that side. And yeah, I made a little, I gypped it at the end. But anyway, on to the results. Placement first overall out of 333 runners and first in my age group. So pretty dope. But next thing though, the two new mistakes. So yeah, didn't start my watch at the start of the race. I don't even know if it was a gun. I think it was a bell. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember exactly, but the race started and I thought, because Garmin, Coros, whatever you use, I started it. I thought so. And I started a race and yeah, I didn't start it. I ain't gonna lie. So I did see the pace though. I was around 5:50. But yeah, that had me low-key hot. I'm like, all right, it's all right. Because I started at a quarter mile in or so. But then finishing at the wrong finish line, bro, I was so hot. You could ask my mom. Actually, you're probably not going to ask my mom ever. But, my mom could explain because she was there. But, bro, I was so hot. And, understandably so, because I wanted to get my time, exactly how it was. But we're going to take the average pace my watch said because, that's kind of accurate. So let's just say 36:40 because the official time was 37:59, but we all know it wasn't that. So that's the overall time, that's the results, and yeah, that's kind of how it went. Going on to the next thing, my thoughts on the race, my future plans with training. So I want to focus more on lifting. I want to have a dedicated block to lifting because I feel like, I've been training for these races and I feel like I've been more stressed than I should have been and not sleeping enough. So I feel like I haven't really put all my effort into a training block with lifting. I feel like I haven't really seen my full potential. Because I don't know, I feel like I've had the same amount of muscle. Because the thing is, if you're stressed out, you're not sleeping enough, your strength will dip and your performance will dip and just your progress as a whole. I really want to dial it in this time. So yeah, that's kind of my future plans. And then obviously I'm going to do another half later in the year. The race will probably be somewhere between September and December, something like that. I do want to start prep probably towards the end of the summer going into August. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the race. Well, I didn't give my thoughts on the race. I'm skimming over that. Silly me. It went perfectly. I ain't gonna lie, I had some doubts going into the race, which I'll get into after this. But let's just say I was 5:54 average. That's smack dab in the middle, dang near. So pretty good. I felt pretty good until the last mile because, towards the end of a long distance race especially, the fatigue and lactic's going to get to you. So it did at the end of the race. But overall, I can't be mad at it. I felt pretty good throughout the whole race, so that's pretty good. But last thing in this section, though, doubts going into the race and why I think everything happens for a reason. So the weekend before, I ain't gonna lie, it's probably one of the worst weekends of my life. I was just out of it completely. And I feel like when you're out of it, you start really doubting yourself, especially if you have a race within 7 days. For me personally, that's how it was. So yeah, bro, I was just cooked mentally, physically. I was done. So going into the race, I knew I had some work to do. I knew I had to dial in my sleep for real. And I think it happened for a reason because it really showed me what happens when you're in a deep rut and you just let yourself sit there and you don't tell yourself, oh, I can do this. You don't tell yourself, oh, I can shake back. You know what I'm saying? Self-doubt really creeps in and takes over. So I'm glad it happened that way because I feel like if it didn't, I wouldn't have learned the lesson that, you have to save yourself in that instance. You can't just sit there and not do anything and expect things to be gravy, So, I don't know, I just really had a lot of self-doubt. I was like, bro, I wasn't really feeling good this past weekend because I actually felt sick too. I felt super nauseated. I was just cooked. But I was like, all right, just sleep more, stress less. Just got back into routine and I raced completely fine, because I actually started taking care of myself. But anyway, that was the dilemma going into the race. I ain't gonna lie. I was a bit worried, but I knew I'd, be fine. But when you're in that mode, you kind of start thinking irrationally. You start thinking of just dumb things that won't happen. You start thinking the world's gonna explode. But in reality, if you get your things together, you'll be fine. But overall, very good build. It had its up and downs, like I kind of mentioned last episode. But I can't be mad at it. I'm glad at how it went. Next thing I want to go over is not taking life too seriously and maintaining a positive focus. So I'm gonna start with a quote here. It says, "Do not take life too seriously. You will never get out of it alive." And this is from Albert Hubbard. A question I have for y'all and me is, why do we tend to take life too seriously? So the main thing I want to go over here is proving yourself right versus trying to prove yourself to others. I think just from my personal experience, obviously it varies from person to person, but when I've tried to prove myself to others and honestly just trying to be someone else when like that's not really what I want to do. I don't want to live my life living in the shadow of someone. I don't live my life trying to be something I'm not, you know? And I feel like when I'm trying to do that unsubconsciously or subconsciously, whatever the case may be, you're taking life too serious because you're hyperfixating on the wrong thing, which is someone else that isn't you. And they're never going to see you. I mean, I've said this before, but these people don't know you. They're just a profile picture on the screen. They're never going to know you. They're never going to see you on a personal level. Most likely not. So why are you trying to prove anything to them? They don't know you. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the experiences you had. They don't know the struggles you went through. They don't know your family. They don't know your history. They don't know anything. They just see a profile picture and a name and a username. So how are you going to base your self-worth and your self-value over someone that doesn't even know you? And that's the thing. I really had to like journal it out and really break it down. Like, bro, like it's really dumb and you're wasting your time. Because that's why I think I was doubting myself. I was in that little rut, like I was saying, because I was just so dialed into things that really had nothing to do with me. People that don't even know me, things that have nothing to do with me, things that won't help me prosper in life and help others around me prosper, right? Going back to why we take life too seriously, I just think we worry about the wrong things a lot of times. We worry about, oh, someone said this, someone called me chop, someone said this video I made is trash. I mean, at the end of the day, like, how is that helping you? I'm saying, how is worrying about people that don't know you help you? It doesn't, you know, and I had to sit down myself and really realize, like, bro, you're self-sabotaging. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? You have a race around the corner. And that's why I'm glad the timeline was like that, because if it didn't happen like that, I don't think I'd really take the lesson from it and really, like, because the thing is, like, when you feel sick, because, bro, I hate headaches personally. I don't know about y'all, but one of my biggest pet peeves is having a headache. I had to sit and be present, be like, bro, I feel like trash right now. So I feel like me feeling like trash in that moment made me realize, like, bro, you really need to dial in on yourself and you need to disregard all this nonsense and all this noise because it's hurting you and it's not doing you any good. So why are you doing it? It's no point. It's just wasting time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think we take life too seriously. I mean, also I'm speaking for me, but I've just seen a lot of people do the same thing, especially with social media. You know, you see numbers and just how people look and just a bunch of things on a very fast-paced scale, in a very fast-paced way. I think that's a better way to say it, but you have to prove yourself right. You have to prove yourself right in things that you really want to do and things that really have value to you. Because I mean, if it doesn't have any value to you, why are you doing it? It might have value to someone else, and unsubconsciously you're valuing that even though it has no value to you. You know what I'm saying? And you're honestly trying to be them, which it's a slippery slope. It's just a loop. I got a saying here that grounds me back into positivity. Everything happens exactly as intended. Going back to section 1 here, doubts going into the race and why I think everything happens for a reason. When, you know, obviously with life, I mean, we all know this, things are gonna hit the fan, things aren't gonna go well. Just life is gonna be life, right? And I think when you ground yourself in this quote here, like everything happens as it's intended to happen or whatever, I think it just brings you back to earth and it brings you back to reality and it just gives you a lot of grace and it gives you a lot of wiggle room to just be human. I'm gonna use an athlete for example. I mean, if you play football, basketball, you play, I don't know, golf, or whatever, you're skilled at something. You get very attached to it, you get very, you know, I guess obsessed with it in a way, and you kind of forget that, bro, you're human. I'm saying, obviously, you don't want to just start chucking the ball up half court and just throwing turnovers and stuff. Obviously not, but at the same time, you need to give yourself some wiggle room. You need to give yourself a buffer. I think when, you know, stuff inevitably hits the fan, saying everything happens exactly as it's intended to, it just releases some stress. It just gives you just a sense of peace of mind. Like, okay, like this is a lesson, you know what I'm saying? This happens exactly how it's intended to, like I said like a billion times. And I'm gonna get out of it alive. Like, it'll be fine. And everything's gonna go exactly how it was meant to. And I'm gonna just keep going, right? I just think, I don't know, I've just recently been enjoying like things like little things like music more, like just jamming out like by myself. And I mean, it's very minute, you know what I'm saying? It's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but that stuff adds up. You telling yourself nice things and you telling yourself, bro, like everything's gonna happen exactly how it's supposed to. Like, just let go of some things, right? Because I feel like if you hold on to everything, you can't be anything because you're trying to be everything at once. Anyway, that's section 2, because honestly, I've just been trying to take the seriousness out of life. because I'm naturally a pretty serious person. I take things I do pretty serious, but bro, you gotta laugh, bro. Like, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everything is that deep. And if everything was that deep, I think life would just be miserable, you know? So, bro, be a human. You know what I'm saying? And I had to teach myself that, or reteach, I mean, and just do that, you know, and actually follow suit with what I'm trying to preach to you, you know? So, anyway, that's section 2. But last thing I want to go over is, well, it's kind of just a thing to keep in mind. I don't know why I was fixing the script a little bit and this kind of came to mind, but any path you take, people will dislike and not understand you. Because this kind of goes back to not taking life too seriously. Because I feel like you take life too serious, you know, you might try and prove others wrong, you know what I'm saying, instead of proving yourself right. And you might just flow into things that don't serve you any benefit at all. So, yeah, I mean, it's just anything you do, people are going to say something. People are going to dislike you. I mean, I'm sure everybody's mom or somebody's told them this, but it's so true. I mean, because I just see with the minutia of things and just how nuanced and how different things are between each person. I mean, someone's going to say, you're wrong. Why are you doing that? Like, you look dumb. Like, this is corny, you know? And I just think that just gives you even more wiggle room. Like, bro, like, I'm gonna just do me. Like, what's the point of trying to be someone else? But I don't know, that's just something I wanted to add at the end, just something to keep in mind for me and you, because I just think a lot of times we get caught up in just noise and we kind of forget, like, bro, like, life is so grand. It's not like one fixed thing. It's not one fixed outcome. It's so different from person to person, you know? I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned this year so far is, bro, like, just nuance. Like, not everything needs to be the same. You know what I'm saying? Being unique, that just, I don't know. It's just really grounding for me, and it's just really important to me. And I think it should be important for other people, because I feel like a lot of people, like I said, like I was doing, you get caught up in just nothing. And you just keep spinning your wheels over and over and over. And then the thing that scares me, honestly, I think I've said this before in a previous episode, but the thing that scares me a lot is, like, I'm on my deathbed, I'm at the end of my life, and I'm like, bro, I didn't do that one thing that I always wanted to do because I was scared of being judged or being criticized or just being different. I don't know, bro. That's just a big fear for me. That's also like, I don't know, that just like, bro, I don't want to get old, and I'm saying I have grandkids or whatever, and just be like, oh, I didn't do that one thing. Because the thing is, you'll only know you didn't do that one thing. No one else will know. Because the thing is, you'll really know, and it's really going to hit home because you're the only one that knows that. So I don't know, bro. I just think that's something that I really want to avoid, and I think I will avoid it, you know, just learning more, getting older, because I'm only 18. Why am I looking that far ahead, right? But at the same time, like, I think it's good to have a good frame of mind of what you want to do, but also just knowing that, do we really know what we're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, in a year, I might not be doing a lot of the things I do now. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, some will stay constant, but that's evolution, bro. You can't just be married to things. You have to let go, and you have to evolve, and you have to be okay with being disliked and people not understanding you. Because some people might be like, oh, why are you posting cooking videos? Why are you talking about music? Why are you talking about basketball? Like, bro, like, you're lame, you're fried, like, you're never going anywhere. But when you think that, and, you know, you start doubting yourself, trying to prove yourself to others, I mean, you get stuck and you get in a loop. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. It's a recap of the 10K, everything, just things happening for a reason, and taking the seriousness out of life. And the biggest thing I would take away from the episode is just, bro, like, stop taking it so serious, bro. Like, stop being so serious and just loosen up a bit. I mean, that's just what I've had to learn recently, because you got to enjoy the little things. You got to enjoy, you know, talking to your mom, you know, hanging out with your friends, hanging out with your brothers, you have some, or hanging out with your sisters, you have sisters, or whatever. But I don't know, I just think all that adds up to the quality of your life and just your vitality and just life, bro. As we're getting older, you know, people are getting employed, people are, you know, they have creative endeavors they want to embark on and things like that, and you kind of get caught up in that, and you forget, like, bro, you kind of got to be a kid at heart too. Like, just remember that childhood version of you that would just really value going to the park or just watching a movie, small things, you know. And I feel like as we get older, we have more responsibilities and things. You let that overarch, you know, all the childhood qualities of us. But anyway, that's the podcast. That's what I wanted to go over for today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Enough yapping. But yeah, love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.